Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to episode 16 of Take a Break with me, Santa Claus, and...
What am I, the elf?
Oh, you stole it.
Sorry, I mean, what am I, the elf?
Thank you. Have you not got a thing?
An elf thing?
No, I don't think you have.
No.
Never mind.
No, still
Anyway,
need to do
welcome.
that. So, hello.
Welcome to the
morning.
episode, our Christmas Take a Break episode, Adam.
Something's distracting me.
What is it?
You've got red reindeer antlers. Why are they red? They're like little hats, but in reindeer shape.
There we go. You're obviously wearing your glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would. And
I might have to take my glasses off, to be honest. Oh, we've got Christmas jumper. What?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
You wouldn't expect anything else, would you?
Yeah, so to describe it, if you're listening, it's the shape of a Christmas tree, but in Pac-Man map world.
Yes.
Yeah, with snowflakes around the outside, with Pac-Man, of course, at the top of the tree. And how many ghosts? 3 ghosts.
3 ghosts.
Sorry, I'm looking around the microphone.
Inky, Pinky, and Blinky.
Now, I know not to take what you say as fact. I've learned over the course of this podcast in the last few months. I revert back to, I saw the RSS video and I was trying to guess what it was called. I said, I didn't know. And I went, what is it? And you went, I've got no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
Inky,
then, there's a
and
cherry.
Blinky.
There's a cherry on there as well.
Because if he
Pac-Man's
eats
cherry.
that, the Pac-Man can. Yeah.
Yeah, he can eat the ghost, can he? That's
Yeah,
what
he can.
happens.
That's it. That's Pac-Man.
I like it.
I
Do you
like
know
it.
my Christmas tree?
Oh, look at that.
It's quite
Merry
traditional.
Christmas.
Very, I don't know, stripy? Kind of like the
Stripy?
traditional. I feel it's a bit wham.
Definitely. It's a bit last Christmas.
I got it last Christmas, actually. Yeah, so very appropriate.
Very appropriate. So our final one this year.
I know. I know. What, 16? Look at that. It's on the. We got it on the screen. Look at us, so professional.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, episode 16. It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it.
This year's really gone flying by, but absolutely wonderful. I've enjoyed it. And look, we are alone this week.
I know. It's been good having guests on it.
I tell you what, can't wait for next year. Got something lined up.
Have you?
I have.
I have as well, actually.
What?
Yeah,
What?
well, we've both been getting requests, haven't we?
We
to come
certainly
on.
have. Yeah, exactly. And we've still got Jason to come back.
We've got Jason to come back, and we've also got Dan from downstairs.
Dan downstairs.
And Claire from the college.
And Claire from the college.
Claire, you're coming. So, yeah, have you got someone else?
Yes, I had a little word with our new tenants, outsourced.
Ooh. Oh, yes. Yeah, I met them the other day.
You did?
I did, yeah. Yeah, so we want visit. People want to come and see us and listen to this dribble.
Oh, special mention to Vanessa Woods.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to her yesterday and she went, "Oh, I listened to your podcast."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I felt really good." And she went, "Yes, I listen to it just before I go to bed. It makes me sleepy."
Yeah. Well, you did say lethargic, didn't you, a few weeks ago?
Thanks for that, Vanessa. Love you too.
Yeah, thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, she said you're just good to fall asleep to.
Well,
I've had someone else say that to me as well. So, yeah, well, actually, I'm just going to jump straight in. You can have that slurp of coffee, because if you're watching, he's just holding it mid-slurp. Stop smiling.
Can't help it.
He's smiling at the camera.
Again.
So, we had our Business Central Christmas party this week.
We did.
It was great.
It was lovely.
We were in a quiz team again. Oh, dear.
Didn't do very well, did we?
What did we get? Actually, we did better than the business club one.
We did.
And I was surprised because some of the guesses, we thought it was going to be a Christmas quiz. No, it's just a quiz.
General knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing Christmassy about it at all, was it?
No.
No.
I don't think there was one Christmas question, was there?
Was there? No.
I don't think
was
there was.
not.
Zero.
Zero.
But it was good. And then Andy was like, yeah, we did do Christmas theme this weekend. This week.
Oh, by the way, I won you at higher and lower cards.
Don't. You're going to go there. Yeah, so higher and lower.
Play your cards right.
Yeah. And Andy A volunteered me. He went, me and Adam are playing. I was like, will we? And then...
You weren't even looking.
I know. I was looking at you. I was talking to someone. I was like, what? Yeah, so I stepped up to the...
Hockey? No, it's darts.
Darts, isn't it? Stepped up to the place where the board is. And you were like, you're top, you go first.
Yeah, exactly.
Pulled out a 9.
Yeah.
Higher or lower than a 9. I thought, well...
The odds are stacked.
The odds are low.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I went low and ace came out and ace is high. Couldn't be the higher. It couldn't even be higher than that.
No, I won By default, didn't say a word.
Yep. And then he won the final. How did you win the final, sir?
Well, I won round 2 without saying a word. And then I won the final by saying one word lower. And I won the prize.
It was a hamper. He looked so happy.
I did. I got none of it.
Yeah, you walked straight over and actually handed it to Michelle.
I did as well, because I know where my place is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least you'll have a nice Christmas now.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely. So
You're like, there's your present.
Exactly. So you were going to say, how was your week been?
Yeah, how was your week been?
So, actually, not too bad. Not busy, not mad busy, not mad nothing. It's just been really good.
Brilliant.
So very exciting. Another customer.
Yay, another one. That's brilliant. Great news.
Yeah. Woo.
He loves his customers.
I do. I love my customers.
Just getting it all moving.
Interestingly, it's a book distribution service. Rare Books has got competition.
Oh, dear. I wonder if they listen to this and went, they could do our bookshop.
They could do our bookshop.
Yes, our fictional bookshop. If you haven't listened to the episodes, a few episodes back, we've gone through the IT tech and the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
For a fictional rare bookshop that's been either called Adam's Rare Books or Andy's Rare Books. And it's swapped each week. And then all of a sudden, a bookshop's got in touch. How good's that?
How bizarre is that?
Did you say, just listen to those 2 episodes?
I did.
And
I
we're
did.
away.
I did.
Actually, no, don't.
No, don't. Yeah, no, don't.
Yeah.
How was your week, matey?
Yeah, busy. Started off in, where was it, Monday? Started off down in London.
London, mate. You were down London.
Yeah, down London.
Was it good? Was that for your lovely customer?
It was, from a lovely customer, 100%, but it had its challenges and things didn't quite go to plan.
Oh.
In terms of we couldn't get the style of shoot that we were doing was all lined up and it couldn't happen in that way. So we were trying something else. And sometimes you just hit these hurdles.
Of course. There's nothing you can do about it.
I've got a very clear direction on where to go next, if that makes sense.
No,
so it's not wasted. It's actually a lot of learning, kind of going, right, okay, what can I do here? How do we, and a big part of it is digital anyway. But the first part was going to be face-to-face, dealing with a lot more people. All I'm going to do is accelerate the digital element.
Yeah.
And go after them. Equally, in the run-up to Christmas, it's just a bit hard.
It is. Everybody just, everybody's busy getting
a lot of Christmas jumpers running out of offices.
Yeah, definitely Christmas party.
Yeah, so it was difficult.
It's Resilience Christmas party tonight.
Is it tonight?
It's
we
tonight.
had ours on Wednesday.
Oh, lovely. Where did you go?
We went to the Old Yard Tapas Bar in Darlington.
That's a beautiful place.
It is fantastic. They had a lovely meal.
Oh,
really good.
Really good.
Big thank you to them. Make sure you go there if you're ever looking for a meal. It's fantastic. Where are you going?
We're going to the farmhouse.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, beautiful place. Big shout out to Andy and Frank, my good friends there. So he'll be toasting us tonight, hopefully. Be giving me lots of old-fashioned cocktails, because I love my old-fashioned cocktails.
That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be good. We went there last year, and it was so good, we said we'd come back, and we are.
Brilliant.
So tonight, 7 o'clock, it all starts off.
I'll be there.
And I am going to be a fortune teller.
What?
Yes.
How?
I predict I'm going to have a hangover tomorrow.
Oh, right. No, I think that's just controlling your own destiny.
All right, okay.
I'm DJing tonight.
Oh, where at?
Headlam Hall.
Headlam Hall.
So I did Headlam
place.
Friday and Saturday last week.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then I'm back there tonight as well.
So is it for somebody's Christmas party?
They are the Christmas party nights.
Oh, wow.
So tables from all sorts. So last week we had doctors' surgeries, accountants, all sorts of businesses and groups there.
Yeah.
One of the doctor's surgeries started balancing chairs on their chin, on the table, the chair leg. Going,
wow, that's a
Yeah.
handy trick.
Yeah, they were a bit concerned. Like the staff were a bit concerned.
I'm not
obviously.
surprised.
Yeah. So
luckily, though, if he'd have done himself an injury, there'd have been lots of people to help him.
Exactly. But yeah, they had a good time anyway. And then it's just like another party night, so lots of tables and
great.
things. It's really good fun.
Are you the only DJ?
There's actually a band as well.
Oh,
so I'm
wonderful.
playing during the meal.
Of course, yeah.
All the Christmas tunes. And then
spring it on you. Give me your top 5 Christmas tunes.
Well, if it's a meal, it's different. You just want it to be background music.
No, I get it. I mean, your favourite.
Yeah.
And not
all I
maybe
want for
top
Christmas
5.
is you from a DJ point of view.
Yeah.
Brilliant, because you can always just hit play at the start. You got to let the whole thing start. You
Yes.
can't cut it off. You just whatever that nice note is.
Was Mariah Carey just here?
I don't think she was. But Sorry, I'm a bit snotty.
Snuffly.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, that is like the top one. And actually, what I've been doing for the party is normally you try and like go, well, when shall I play this, that, and the other? But as soon as the meal's finished and I'm on, I'll be bringing up the songs with the other one, Shakin' Stevens. Merry Christmas.
Green Door? Oh, right.
No, no, the Christmas one. That's a really good one.
It is.
But I'll probably bring it up usually with Shakin' Stevens as. And turn the volume up so it's like they're understanding this is about to start.
Yes.
And then I usually hit them with Mariah Carey.
Yes.
And that immediately gets people on the dance floor instead of saving it. But Mariah Carey, Shakin' Stevens, Wham. I know that's controversial with Whamageddon and everything else. I know, I've never done that.
No, me neither.
And then, well, I wish it could be Christmas. Slade.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
are
all
those
of those.
your favourites?
It depends on the mood for dancey Christmas.
Yeah. But if you let's just say you are sat down in front of a roaring fire.
I'm
feeling
really
Christmassy.
enjoying Ed Sheeran and Elton John.
Yes.
I can't remember. I think the problem I have when I'm looking at my decks, all the songs are called Merry Christmas half the time.
Well, there will be one because they all start Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's like Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. So go press the info tab and I'm like, is that that's Shakin' Stevens? That's
Slade.
Yeah, Slade. Yeah, it is. And you're like, oh no, that was Michael Bublé. But the other one I like is I quite like Cold December, Michael Bublé. The chilled out stuff by the fire. Holly Jolly Christmas. That's very jovial.
It is very jovial.
Yeah.
And more traditional. So Fairy Tale New York.
Yeah, that is my favourite.
That is my favourite.
In life.
In life,
That's
that
my
is
favourite.
a fabulous song. Then I would have to say potentially Driving Home for Christmas, Chris Rea.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Michelle's listening, her favourite song. No, it's not.
No, she told me.
She told me, yeah. She tells me every time I play it. So that's a really good one, I think. Driving Home for Christmas again. And obviously Slade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whacking out that last, song like, it's Christ.
Was Slade just in?
Yeah, no.
The other one I do like is it Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time?
Yes.
Yeah, I quite enjoy that.
No, I think there's really good ones. What's really interesting is obviously as part of my involvement in the Heritage Chart.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's a lot of new Christmas songs coming out. Really, really good.
Yep.
So funny enough, Don Powell and the Occasional Flames, he's got one, Ding Dong. Ding Dong, I say. And that's a really good, catchy tune, and you just find yourself singing along to it.
I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good because somebody was saying the other day, there's not many new Christmas songs. And I went, yes, there is.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? And I showed them the Heritage Chart and went, oh my goodness me, and look at that, and look at that, and look at that, and look at that.
Yeah, well, like the Ed Sheeran one, that was the last few years.
Yeah.
I think that was out of COVID, if I remember
Yeah,
rightly.
it was.
Leona Lewis, I know
Yeah.
it's a few years old now.
No, but
obviously.
even so, though.
Kelly
but,
Clarkson a few years ago. There's been some great ones.
Yeah, but
Come out.
if you listen, if anybody would like to listen to brand new Christmas songs, tune in to the heritagechart.co.uk/listen live.
And make sure you listen at the right time for the Christmas bit.
Yes, exactly. But yes, absolutely. So that was a good week. Anyway, spring it on me, my friend. What is this week's episode all about? You told me not to prepare.
It's Christmas. Well, we know
Was
it's
Noddy
Christmas.
Hole just in?
We've just been talking about it, haven't we? So, Christmassy, techie stuff. So, the time of year comes.
When you buy your children.
Or Santa gets tech.
No, Santa Claus. It's real. You don't buy them. No. Yeah. Shh.
But the tech comes. And I've had this myself. Can I give you the example? Because
Please.
It's away from Christmas. It's birthday.
All right, okay.
So, recent birthday this year, I decided I'm going to get an MP3 player, which makes me feel quite old because obviously it's all on our phones, but my child is so, not old enough to have a phone yet, even though he keeps asking. I'm like, not yet.
At 4-year-old, I don't believe he should have a smartphone.
He's not 4-year-old. I was like, right, MP3 player, let's have a look. And I found one on a well-known online retailer. Gesundheit. Not sponsored. But if you want to, Jeff.
Yes, Mr.
It'll be a really nice Christmas present. So the MP3 player basically was arriving, and I was like, he's going to open this on his birthday.
Yes.
And be like,
wow.
There's
no songs on it, Daddy.
Yes, precisely that.
Absolutely.
So I discreetly,
tucked child into bed and then quickly unwrapped.
carefully entered the packaging.
Yes, so as to not
to extract said device, keeping all tapes in check where I can.
Yeah.
Even the cellophane bag that went around the player.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and like just carefully, so you didn't stretch it. Just like popped it open and got it all on, my laptop and put his songs. So he's got a playlist that he likes. He said.
Oh wow!
So when he opened it, he opened the box. He plugs it in. He went, "How's all my music on it?" I went, "Magic." Yeah.
Magic.
So otherwise, the experience would be the complete opposite. I've got this MP3 player.
Thanks.
Can I have some music? Can I have some music? Can I have some music? Can I have some music?
I'm busy at the moment. Can I have some music? Can I have some music?
Especially when the birthday was on a work day and we're trying to get them out the door for school. You want them to enjoy the presents, of course you do.
Exactly. So can I take an educated guess? This episode is about preparing your Christmas tech.
Yes.
Well, aren't I clever?
So, Andy.
Yes,
you're
sir.
the tech
Aye.
extraordinaire.
That's me.
Where should I start? What should I do? Tech may be appearing in our house over Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What do I need to think about?
First thing you definitely need to think about, regardless of what device it is certainly power it on. Check it's working. I cannot believe the amount of times every Christmas somebody says, "Oh, got my son X, got my son Y, got my son my girl this." Literally powered it up and not working.
Here's a good one. It's not powering it on, but it's a similar kind of example. Christmas when I was a kid growing up, I wanted a Micro Machine City. That was the van.
Oh,
that
yes.
used to have the cars around. Yeah. So excited. And I got it.
Oh, thank you, Santa.
We opened the package and found the insides had not one sticker on it. It was, so it's like, here's the city with the buildings and everything else. We opened it. There's like an empty plastic shell.
Yeah.
And 250 stickers. Yeah, my dad was delighted. he spent Christmas morning putting all these stickers on. So that's
how much better would it have been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still had a great Christmas. Didn't ruin Christmas.
No, absolutely.
but it's like that whole turn it on thing. It was like checking, checking its case. It really wasn't apparent that the stickers wouldn't be on. You look at it and it's like, here's the city. And then you open it and it's like,
here's a plastic shell.
Yeah, basically. That's a similar kind of
It's a very similar
scenario.
thing. So first thing, whatever it is, because let's face it, the majority of Christmas presents potentially involve some kind of console, handheld, phone, whatever like that, tablet. They're all the rage. And certainly what I would feel is that, if I can go through sort of like a checklist, take it out, the packaging very carefully. As you said, it's lovely for your other partner, your child, or whatever it is, to open and think, "Oh, look, it's nicely, it's there." Sorry, I'm nodding, and you're getting distracted.
Yeah, I keep looking at his antlers. I feel like you're going to root me in a minute.
Pardon?
Yeah.
So definitely power it up. Make sure it's all working. The next thing to do is make sure that there are no updates. So again, my interesting present that I got one year was a console, which is very nice. Got a Sega Mega Drive, whatever it is. And again, because my mum and dad weren't very technical, literally as I powered it up, I had to do everything and set it up, which is great for me because of who I am. But I'm coming to what your point is about your child and your MP3 player. Not that it distracted because of, I'm a geek. So I love setting it up. But obviously, imagine, and again, I've had this before, where friends have said to me, I bought my son an Xbox. The first time they plug it in, it's not even connected to the Wi-Fi. It's not even connected up. They've got to set it up. They've then got to do the 2.5 gig download update, firmware. So again, trying to get all of those things ready in advance is much, much, much better for the children.
It's just about that enjoyment on the morning, isn't it?
No, it is, and you don't want the family sort of like saying, "Dad, can I do this? Can you do this for me?"
Yeah, pulling your hair out. I used to have hair, and I'd probably blame an event like that.
I probably would do. So definitely check it. If it's something like a smartphone, make sure that it's got the latest security updates and patches. Again, because you don't want the new phone to be in the person's hands going, "Oh, great! Oh, what's it doing? Oh, it's doing an install." and then 25 minutes later, it's still doing an install.
Yeah.
So definitely get it out of the package. Definitely get it all ready and set up. If you have got, let's assume that I've purchased you an Xbox for Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice. I'll deliver it later. Much later.
50 years' time.
Yeah,
there'll
exactly.
be one turn up at my
There'll be
door.
one turned up. Yeah. But if I bought you an Xbox, and let's say I bought your favourite racing car game.
Yep.
Again, load the Xbox up, make sure it's all set up. If you have got some accounts, and we'll come to that in a minute about a child account, but set all that up and then pop the game. Make sure the game's running, because 9 times out of 10, the game will have an update.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, just really get it all ready and set up. So the experience is power on, it's there, it's connected to the internet, and your lovely little kid, or in this case, a big kid, you can just go, oh, I can play my favourite racing game.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
It's true, though.
It
like,
is.
There's nothing worse, especially like our house. Slow internet. We're in a village. It's, no.
Massive download speeds of at least 5 meg.
Yeah. If actual download speeds, 2.
No.
Yeah. I need Starlink.
No. Yep, Starlink.
I need Starlink.
I've now introduced
Painful.
3 customers to Starlink. I'm going to give you a quiz.
Go on in.
Name a lovely lady who has recently installed Starlink through my recommendation. P.S. She was on the
I was going to say,
podcast
yeah,
last
I
week.
thought I remember. Hillary.
Yes.
Yes.
So she came to me with the exact same problem. Lives out in a lovely little area, no internet, middle of nowhere. I went, you need Mr. Tesla's Starlink. So she, upon that recommendation, I did a little bit of Googling for her, said, yeah, it's available. So don't get me wrong, the cost of it outright, it's quite expensive.
£75 a month, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's £400 to buy it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
£75. But what she was saying, and obviously she does run her business as well
Yeah,
from home.
I run mine from home, and I'm having to deal with that.
Absolutely. And she was basically saying that, she got it through the business, she managed to put it through there because of that. But it's made a massive difference to her. Like, and all respect, Adam, it was 2 meg download, 3 meg download. The upload was appalling. So when she was doing tax returns and VAT returns and all of that, it's like, oh my goodness me. So she got the Starlink, and honestly, she was like, Andrew, thank you so much. What a huge difference it's made in terms of my business. And also, what we're talking about, that personal life. She can now stream. She can now do this. She can listen to the
100%.
She listens to the podcast.
Hello.
Hello, Hillary. Excuse me.
You coughed, I took a drink.
Exactly.
Silence.
Silence on the radio.
Everyone was
She'd
like,
never
that's
get-
the best bit of the podcast you guys have ever done.
Absolutely. So yeah, definitely get Starlink, my friend. Look at it next year.
Yep.
I think you will find it's a worthwhile
So
investment.
for those that don't know, Starlink is a bunch of satellites that are orbiting the Earth, and you can basically beam the internet down to your house.
Like Star Trek. No, not like Star Trek.
No, but
That's
that's what,
beaming in a
that's what he's
different
going for, isn't he?
That's definitely what he's going for, Mr. Tesla.
100%. So I have powered it on, checked for updates very slowly.
Yes,
Is it
with
on my
your
home
host.
internet? My network's good, but my home internet's terrible.
Yeah,
Can't really
exactly.
do much else about that.
Yeah.
What else do I need to do?
So the next thing you need to do, and let's take into account your lovely children. May I ask, how old?
9-7.
Okay, so again, slightly away from Christmas, have you implemented time schedules?
Yes.
And is that manually or technically?
Technically, Xbox
Nice.
on the family app. It's really good.
You couldn't have said that's exactly what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
really good.
It really is good.
The only
Yeah.
issue that I have actually with the kids' accounts thing is it wants an email address, a separate email to your email. So you're like, so I'm now like, I need to set up an email.
Yeah.
Like
What you should have done
Yeah.
is set up an alias.
Oh.
You see, so an alias is another email that's associated with Adam at HubSpoke Media. For example, you can then have Andy at HubSpoke Media. So within the application, I'm certain Outlook or Hotmail do allow this as well, but I'd have to double check on that. But you could have created
Well, there you go. That's an interesting fact.
children1 at, and all the emails still come to you, so you don't have to set up a separate email address.
Very clever.
I know.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
good.
no, it's a good
That's
idea,
really
isn't it?
Yeah,
good.
it's a
But
problem.
yeah, it is, because you have to then go, and obviously in terms of most of the Outlooks and the freebies, you have to put, well, my child can't sign up for this.
My wife has an Xbox account.
that she never uses.
Yeah. No, she does all the time. Plays Fortnite, plays all sorts.
Gets in. Good old Corrie, eh?
She doesn't actually. Account does.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Bad
you get
Corrie.
the idea.
I get the idea, yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the challenges. The Xbox Family app is fantastic. I
It
think.
really is. It really is.
Because you can set schedules, what time it clicks on, what time it turns off.
Yeah,
sort
which
of
is
thing.
really,
and
really
then
good.
how much time they can have each day.
Yeah. So thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say with
10
the
points.
Xbox. 10 points. Your next question is, have you set up internet routines for the kids for their tablets and etc.?
They don't have tablets at the moment.
Well, not surprised.
However,
this Christmas at the Adam household.
I do need to set up routines.
Yeah.
for
No, but you'll find
certain devices.
most routers will allow you to set up schedules.
Well, the good news is, with all of the work requirements and things like that, I've actually set up VLANs in my home network
Lovely.
to isolate all of the work devices,
Yeah.
virtual networks. If
And so
people don't
you should,
remember.
sir. And so
Yeah,
you should.
so my work devices are isolated from the
Call it the home entertainment. Yeah.
home
hub.
entertainment, home devices. So I've got a corporate network in my house, and they're on there. And then obviously with my router,
Yes.
Ubiquiti, the little pod one. What's that called?
A dream
Thing.
machine.
No, it's not the.
Oh.
Sorry, it's not the big long one. It's the little pod. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got. It is.
Is it Dream Machine?
Yeah, Dream Machine.
There you go.
Because the one that we've got is the Dream Machine Pro. There's a Dream Machine
that was
SE
it,
Special
Dream,
Edition,
yeah.
but this is just basically the Dream Machine.
It's
beautiful, isn't it?
A fantastic piece of
Little
equipment.
blue device in it tells
and I've
you
got
everything.
I've hooked up a power over Ethernet access point
Very good.
in our hallway
Yep.
to distribute the Wi-Fi. And in terms of using, the router that we were supplied with,
Yeah.
world apart, and the
Yeah, it
coverage,
is, isn't
the
it?
coverage so much better. Obviously, we're kind of restricted at the moment where our phone line is. Need to move it
Yeah.
to one end of the house.
Right.
So having the ability to stick an access point in has transformed it.
Oh yeah, we've got the Dream Machine, VLANs all over. We've got the Ubiquiti long-range 6-access point, so covers our house. The really nice thing I like about the Ubiquiti Dream Machine is that you can block ads.
Yeah, I've
And
got
then-
that on.
oh,
I've got that on. It's
How
brilliant.
much difference does it make? There's literally no pop-ups. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
It just works.
Go to a newspaper website,
Yes.
and it's like, this
There's
is
the
much,
news.
This is a much better experience.
Yeah, but obviously what you can do, and I don't know whether you know that, is you can actually put a schedule. So let's say that the children do get tablets this year, next year, whatever it is. Obviously you kiss them goodnight. Bye-bye, Daddy. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye. He's gone. Get the tablet out. Connect to the Wi-Fi, and then obviously they're playing all night.
Yeah.
What you can do is that you can literally create a children's Wi-Fi, kids' Wi-Fi, whatever you want to call it, and at 8 o'clock, it turns off.
Well, then they can no longer access it.
No longer access the internet.
That's a really good one. That I like that.
Yeah, so that's
We
one
still
of the,
need to do networking on this podcast. In the new year, we'll do an episode on networking.
Right, who are you going to get? Because I've got no idea.
You've got loads of
I
ideas.
know,
Set
I
it
know.
all up.
I set it all up. But no,
yeah.
it's a good idea, actually. That'd
No,
be
we're
a
going
good
to. We're going to
networking.
explain it because I talked with you a while back
Yeah.
to sort out ours, and I thought it was more complicated than it was.
Yes.
Then I went in and did the Ubiquiti network
Yes.
at home.
Network at
And
home.
that's transformed it. Like, for example, our signal isn't the best where we are. Andy's smiling at the camera. Hi, Alina's here to reset the cameras. And Andy is smiling with reindeer antlers on his head. Doesn't he look special? Yeah. So, yeah, I set up the Ubiquiti network.
Yes.
Wi-Fi calling. Right? And the Wi-Fi calling on ours would drop out all of the time
Right.
until I put the new network in.
Yeah,
Rock solid.
it is.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so you can set things up on your router and your network to cut off the internet.
Yeah, basically, and you can do that. You could also limit them. So you can almost set certainly within the Dream Machine Pro. And to be fair, most of the newer models of Sky BT routers have this similar type of thing. So, obviously what you're doing is you're sat at home watching a movie, Netflix, streaming, whatever you want to do. And then it suddenly goes all choppy and jerky. And it's like, what's going on?
Yes.
That's because the kids are also downloading or they're also streaming or doing whatever. So what you can actually do is specify another VLAN. I know probably for the majority of our users, bless them. But yeah, on the networking episode, we'll talk about that.
We'll go into that.
But what you can do is you can set up your separate VLAN and then you can basically say, okay, kids, you've got 3 meg upload, 3 meg download max. That's all you're getting because that's all they need.
I wish we had 3 meg.
Sorry,
I
gloating.
wanted to do this at home.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do that at home. And I'm like, right, I'm going to distribute the internet in a certain way.
Yeah.
But I've got very little internet to distribute.
You can have 0.2.
Yep.
You can have 0.3.
Yeah, well, when we run a speed test, it does say like 16 megasecond. But every time I do a download, it's...
Nowhere near.
No.
I think for Christmas, early January sales present for you is Mr. Starlink.
I think we need it. I was thinking this last night because I was having issues.
Seriously,
okay.
through the business or whatever like that, it's a valid
Honestly,
thing.
it does impact us massively.
Yeah,
I could be
exactly.
trying to pull down video files, upload video files. They're huge. Gigs.
Gigs,
Gigs a
honestly.
day.
Sort it
Okay.
out. I know somebody who can help you with the VAT.
Do you? He's on about Hillary.
Again.
She was here last week. Check out last week's episode about the VAT on cakes. And
How
biscuits.
funny, how great was that?
That was brilliant.
That was a really good
So
episode.
good.
Came away giggling. Who'd have
Yeah.
known chocolate, fat-free pizzas, wave them around in the air.
And
Get them warm.
Yeah, if I waft them, there's VAT apply. That was the
Did you
best
do
one.
you won't have done, you've forgotten. Did you do the superstore that can't be named pizza cold
Yeah.
and then the pizza hot?
Oh, I didn't look at the price actually because I ended up running out of time, running in, just grabbing what I can and running out the door. It went a bit.
You running out of time?
Yeah, no, it's not like me, is
Not
it?
like you at all.
I'm always here early, waiting for you.
Never.
Okay, so you've got your internet sort of set up and things like that. What else could we be doing? I mean, kids is a good point. What?
Yeah, I mean, also with the ad blocking, it's very good. And again, depending on what you've got, majority of the routers now do have censorships. So
Okay.
you can block sites. You know, again, let's face it, we have social media streaming all around us. See what I did there?
You did.
So we've got the Facebooks, you've got the Instagrams, the TikToks, the whatever like that. And, you know, and the kids do get attracted to it. But what we should be doing is we should be censoring at least some of the things. So you mentioned about the Xbox app. Google have now got something very similar where you can sign up for a Google Family account.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, again, when your kids get the tablets, I hope they get the tablets this year, Adam. I'm looking at you.
Depends what he brings.
Santa, I'm looking at you now, Santa.
I'd say there's a good chance.
Good. You can actually set up a Google account, so it limits them on YouTube. So whenever they're searching, it's strict moderation.
Brilliant. Yep.
You cannot get anything that's, let's face it, adult content. And even some of the YouTube videos now, I mean, they're great, but unfortunately swearing, all
Community
of things.
guidelines, all of that sort of stuff. It's
and
tricky.
all of that
It's
stuff,
a bit of a minefield.
It is a bit of a minefield. So again, going back to your point, what you should be doing is if you are getting your children a tablet or a smartphone or anything like that, again, make sure you've got it set to their age level. I mean, obviously, over 18s, whatever, not a problem. But for your children in specifically, definitely get a YouTube account, get a Google account, and make sure it's a family account. And you can control all of the things. And even so, when you're doing the tablets, obviously they'll, you know, your children, if they get a tablet, they'd love to play Fortnite on there. I'm sure of it. But with the in-app purchases, again, you know, you've read
I've got
the
a good
stories.
story.
Go
No,
on.
I've got my own story.
Oh, your own story.
Yeah,
Oh.
in-app purchases. It wasn't an in-app purchase as such, but it was the early days of stream, you know, like Netflix and all
right,
that
yeah.
sort of stuff. Well, not so early days, but we had a Fire Stick.
Oh, yes.
Amazon would
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
the Amazon movies. Anyway, my child must have been 2, and I'm like looking at my email, and I'm like, I've just bought La La Land. I didn't realise he got hold of the thing, managed to change the TV over onto it, which he never did, and then he bought La La Land.
That's very interesting. Did
Never
you enjoy
even
the
watched
film?
it.
Never watched it.
No.
It's still there today.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
we've just bought La La Land. I was like, how on earth did that? Anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, that things changed immediately. I didn't even know it was like enabled, so it's important to check these things out.
It is important, but actually, if you think about it for convenience, you know, and we've all purchased movies. It is just sort of like play or, you know, well, watch, right? Okay, bye.
Yeah, it's very accessible.
It's like 2 button clicks and job done.
Yep.
So definitely set up your Google account. Definitely set up whatever account you want. You must have parental
It turns out
guidance.
my PIN verification for purchases wasn't turned on.
Yeah. So
Even though
again,
I set it up when I did the account, it wasn't actually turned on for
they
purchases.
force
and
you.
that's why it got
They
through.
force you to set one, but then you must turn it on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned a tough lesson.
You have.
I should have watched La La Land. I
You-
think it looked
but you
quite good.
purchased.
Yeah, it's about dancing. It looked
Yeah.
quite good. So
So it's important that you do that. So
Yeah.
all of these devices, that's a good point again, Fire Sticks, they're becoming much, much more popular. And again, even most of the TVs you buy now, this lovely TV that I'm looking at here, I'm assuming it's got all the smart apps and everything.
yeah, it's got your Netflixes and
Yeah, so it's
Primes
all
and
built
whatever.
in, but make sure that you set it up. So
what they have done with Amazon actually is they've took, well, I don't know. Now we have to buy through the browser when we're doing so we've rented a movie.
yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, no, well, on ours, I don't know whether it's just the.
It's probably a good thing for you.
I think it's not a bad thing.
La
It's
La
not a
Land
bad thing.
too.
Yeah, no, exactly. La 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 la
La-
land. Yeah, so we've got to go in and enable it there, and then
Right.
it comes through. But that I don't mind that. It's another.
No,
It's another
step.
barrier
It's
to
another-
somebody
no,
else
exactly.
buying something.
But what I was going to say before your interesting La story is, we've all read the news where the kids, purchased £1,000 worth. This thing keeps popping at me.
I think it's when you. Oh, sorry, stop doing that to people.
Purchased like £1,000 of in-game ads. Because every single game is free, but you click to get more coins or whatever. You have to watch an ad, and then you say, "Oh, buy for £1.49" or buy. I mean, I randomly play games on my phone, and it £46 something, to buy these things, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But it
can be.
literally is just a press of a button.
Yeah, it's too easy.
It's far too easy. So yeah,
And they also do like virtual currency, so it takes it away from the,
yeah,
in our case, British currency.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to what we were saying there, Adam, definitely make sure that the smartphone or whatever the device is that you've purchased for your children, make sure that you've got it set that it needs a pin, and don't give the pin away. Couple of stories again in terms of security, and I know we're linking to phones, but I think it's important. Is one of my good friends of a company? He was like, bloody hell, specified about the phone, about your payment, La La Land, did exactly the same. And turns out, long story short, kid was bored, wanted, or father just gives him his work phone.
Yes.
And you're like, no. And he went away, started purchasing things, loads of things on the internet, and so that. And it was just like, well, first of all, why did you do that? And I get it. The kids, he doesn't want to buy the kid a smartphone, but I'm just like, but it's your work phone.
Yeah.
Do not give your child a work
The kids
phone.
don't know my passcode to my phone because I've got.
And they shouldn't
all my
do.
stuff. No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't do. But this gentleman just literally unlocked the phone, gave it to his kid.
They've got devices they can use. So they're absolutely available to them. But
Yeah.
the phone is a non-negotiable,
No,
unfortunately.
and so it should be, my friend, and so
Yep,
it should be.
yep.
So it's interesting from that point.
Yeah. Okay. That's really good. I think the in-app purchases are a really good example. And if you're unsure what an in-app purchase is, you buy in the app. But if you are on a app store, lots of app stores are out there. Normally, it says it might be free,
Yeah.
and it'll say get it. But then it'll say underneath the title, it usually says in-app purchases available. So
Yeah.
if you're unaware of that, have a little read, because it's important to know what you are loading and whether that opportunity is there, and then what the mechanism is for people to buy things.
I think so. And important, it does say free. So from a child's point of view, it's free, Dad.
Yeah, free's great, isn't it?
Free's great. I'm absolutely. Look, it won't cost you any money at all. Whoa. Yeah, hang on. The game's free, but then obviously they are targeted directly to make the game as you progress harder and harder. So you need to buy.
100%. I think the other thing for me is I'm definitely of the mindset where just because it's free doesn't mean it's necessarily. And if there's a premium version,
Yes.
and it is, whether it's a game or a general app that I'm using, I will consider the premium version over the, because normally they're not too much more.
No.
Well, too much more than free, but you know what I mean. They're not usually a lot, and it means you're not getting the advertising, you're not getting pinged, you are paying for that service, and therefore you can expect that product. So sometimes I do look at those things to do to have a better experience, if that makes sense. If it's worth my while and it's what I need.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely important to look at that. The amount of stories that I've heard throughout my life where, my son bought this in Fortnite, or my son did this, or it's incredible, And again, it's one of those things because the machines don't come with that guard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, recently, we've only just started getting the Sky, the BT, the TalkTalk routers with the username and password not being admin. Because 9 times out of 10, you buy the router, you plug it in, it works. Why on earth would you go into the router to change the default password? You wouldn't need to.
No. And anyone that does, you're like, oh, you're clever.
Yeah, whereas now it comes with a randomly
it's like,
generated
what's the password? You suck. It's like, just so they have that pleasure of sharing the Wi-Fi. And
yes, exactly.
Here we go. Slight sidetrack. On my Wi-Fi,
yes,
I've got guest Wi-Fi with a QR code that someone taught me how to do it.
Amazing.
Yeah, so they just scan it and do it.
Yeah.
But I was experimenting with the functionality and I forgot to turn it off. So my house, you have to sign up to the terms and conditions of using our internet. It does say, please enjoy our incredibly slow internet. And there is a terms and conditions box
that you have to tick.
Yeah.
Can I just guess when Corey first did that and went, what are you doing?
Oh, no, I'm nice. I let her on the family Wi-Fi, not the guest one. But but my dad was over. I was like, here you go, scan this. There you go. It's much. What's this? Terms and conditions. What? Yeah, I need to turn that bit off.
Yeah, never got around to it.
I just keep forgetting to do it because it doesn't impact me. Just every time I have a visitor, I'm like, oh yeah.
And every time that you have a family friend, you lose a family friend. I'm not going back around to his house. I've got to sign T's and C's.
Don't worry, it automatically expires their access to the Wi-Fi. So if that's the case. I was really exploring how to do it.
But again, it's important because the amount of times, you can guess how many times somebody goes around to your house and you just give them the Wi-Fi code.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they're parked up outside your house stealing. No, they're not really. But it's the point is
stealing all 2 megabytes of download speed.
I'm never stealing from Adam again.
No one would. Nobody would.
Yeah, but that once you've given them the code or once you've given them the password, 5 years later they'll come round unless you've changed it. They've still got instant access. So it's important to remember those types of things. But setting up a guest Wi-Fi at home definitely important.
New year. The other good story I've got actually is Mark. I forgot to mention Mark's going to come on to the podcast. He's up for it. The truck mechanic.
Truck mechanic.
Yeah,
Mark.
He's delighted. He was absolutely delighted to be invited. So hello, Mark. He's going to come along onto the podcast and we're going to talk to him. Partly because it's slightly away from tech,
right,
in terms of nuts and bolts and technology, but equally, I was saying I've got no idea how to take apart a car. He does trucks, so I'm like, we need to talk to him. We need to have him in. It's just really interesting. But I remember being, it's through the rugby club as well. So I remember being at the rugby club one day, he'd handed his kid his phone to go and buy a drink, soft drink or whatever. And he stood there and his smartwatch pings going, you've just spent £8.20. He stood in the field with me. Kid's gone off. £8.20. He's like, what have I just bought? Sort of thing. So, lesson, Mark.
Yeah. What did he buy? La La Land?
No, it wasn't La La Land. La La Land was cheaper than that.
Was it really?
Yeah. No, it was like Mars bars and crisps and all sorts.
Wow.
Yeah, the kids went to town. So,
was he happy about that?
He was delighted through gritted teeth.
So,
yeah. But no, Mark is well up for coming on and we're going to talk some tech and we're going to hear about what he does.
It must be interesting, though, because I bet in Mark's land, technical-wise, there must be massive strides forward.
Yeah, but they'll be using tech as well.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays when I take my car in, the first thing the guy does is plug it into his computer. I'm just like, what are you doing? And he's like, I monitor everything through this. And it's like really interesting.
Yeah, it just tells me.
Yeah, it tells you
everything. This sensor's broke. I've had that. Yeah. This sensor's broken. You're like, and then you go, that cost me 50 quid. But it's a machine. It's
I get it.
I'd rather do that actually and get it sorted than,
definitely.
That sort
but
of thing,
most of the cars nowadays fully electronic. So it'd be interesting to speak to him and see what tech he's using on his day.
Yeah, and these are trucks. Big.
I mean, Scania type, huge man. Oh, man trucks.
Some of them, all sorts. So, we're looking forward to having Mark in.
No, we're definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be good for next year.
So, I've set up my device.
Yeah,
my
you set up your
downloads,
device, your
my
downloads,
patches, all of that.
firmware.
We thought about
We tested the game.
Yeah, with Michelle was telling me about you testing the game. You test it for a very extended period.
I did for the kids. Well, I had to.
For the kids.
I had to.
He's 37 now. So for you've got all of those things in place. Thought about the Wi-Fi, the access, all of this.
Yes.
Are there any other things that we should be thinking about there?
I mean, only from what you've just said there in terms of screen time, because that is something that I know the apps can do themselves, but it's important that the kid, whoever you are, doesn't sort of like vegetate on the couch.
I've got one.
Oh.
So I got a new watch.
Me too.
I'm very, very lucky. But you notice there's a thing around it.
Yes, protective case.
Yeah, so I do it with my phones, I do it with my devices and all of this. More just for longevity.
I think so,
but anything else. But with kids,
bounce them off the wall. So
imagine frisbeeing a tablet across the bedroom.
That'd be
there you go, I'm done with that.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
So protective cases. If you make the investment at the start,
you might as well do that.
You are, yes, it's a bit of extra money, of course it is, but it pays off in the long run because of the life of it. It should work.
But if we can also touch on the fact that you bought your kids some tablets, Santa Claus has purchased some tablets for your children.
That sounds very dodgy when you say it like that, though. Purchase some tablets.
Electronic
tablet devices.
Yes, but it's important you keep them up to date.
Yes.
So regularly check the device itself, go into the software update manually and click the Wi-Fi, check for updates.
I think that manual point is a very good thing because this telephone here,
that you just showed me,
that I've just shown you,
telephonic device.
Yes. The other day, I had to go into run an update. Well, I had to go in. It hadn't updated because the phone needed 7 gig available.
Right.
But it didn't tell me.
No, it never does.
So it's just been sat there.
Yeah.
But I always make a point of going in and regularly checking.
Yeah, you should do.
So creating those habits where you check, unfortunately, all devices.
Gosh.
Yeah, as we know.
Yeah.
Making sure that they're up to date.
Yeah.
And making time to update them, especially with the phones, tablets, laptops.
Yeah, anything like that. I mean,
more like that because especially the phones. I think the phones are so important because you get security updates with them.
You do.
And
nobody tells you that they're out. You must, unless you're regular like me where I go in and like, in my household, it's ridiculous. You can imagine. It's the ubiquity, the Wi-Fi, the Ring doorbells, the alarms. They all need firmware updates.
Yeah,
and it's
100%.
regularly you need to pop in and just like, I better check that. And thankfully, I think the suppliers are listening to us now. Most of them now do have an option to say automatically update when there's a new firmware available. And you can set a scheduled time to do that. So it's done on the night time. So, but regularly, I think.
I've got that in place on my devices. The only issue is my phone where it was full.
It wouldn't have told you.
Just didn't tell me.
No.
And then I saw it, and then I
make a regular point. If for your children's devices, any devices, just make sure. And as you say, your watch. It's important that they do it as well. Manually check the watch and make sure that you've got the latest security and patch. And we're not talking silly things in terms of someone's going to hack my phone, hack my watch, but it just does mean that you're up to date.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
just
must
if any data has been shared or anything like that, for example.
Yeah.
Especially with tablets. Let's say you were doing an in-app purchase and you made that choice to do that.
Yeah.
You're still transmitting your bank details,
your
card details.
No, certainly.
It
was interesting what you were saying about flinging the frisbee using a tablet.
Yeah.
So again, not that you can protect it, but I think it is important in terms of screen time. So the story that I've got, and we are talking probably 5-7 years ago, but a friend of mine was like, I bought the kid a Christmas, bought him a computer. It's like, very good, so he got it also. He said, it lasted probably about 4 weeks, month, he said. I said, why? He said, well, he was playing a game for a very, very long time, got very tired, but then got very annoyed and punched the monitor, smashed monitor. And he was like, no, I'm not replacing it. So you'll save up your pocket money. It took him about 4 months to save up. But that was a very important lesson for the kid.
It is. And that's the thing. It's the whole thing then comes on to is how you manage that, especially with kids that are coming up and getting used to the idea of devices and playing games. They are fun. We like playing games ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it's then kind of measuring how do you keep that in check in terms of I've had it where the kids come off the Xbox and gone, I'm bored.
Yes.
I'm like, there is an entire house still full of stuff that was here. You know, like it's,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, come on. And then they go, oh yeah, I've got whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll get into it. But I think it's reminding them that it's not just that, but that is individual responsibility.
It is, and I think we've all got that responsibility to say, no, enough's enough.
Yeah, well, I try and put things in place for myself. This is still on charge in the kitchen. My phone, I'm holding my phone up. It's still on charge.
Put it down.
Frisbeeing it across the table.
Yeah.
It's still on charge in the kitchen, not in the bedroom.
Quite right.
And that's for me. My
That's for you.
wife does have hers with her.
Yeah.
But then she's not running a business like I am.
No, true. We'll also touch on some people, some family adults will be getting their kids laptops.
Yep.
You know, or gaming PCs.
Yeah.
So again, let's run through those types of things. You're a gamer yourself. You've got a gaming PC.
Yep.
So again, let's test your good knowledge.
Go on then.
First thing you should do when you fire up your new machine.
Pew pew. No. Check for... mine's a Windows machine. Check Windows updates.
Check for Windows updates, 100%. So that's the first thing you should do. Make sure that you've got the automatic updates turned on.
Yep.
Also, interestingly, with the latest version of Windows 11, you've got the automatic updates, but there's what's called optional updates. Make sure you check them regularly.
Yeah,
so when you
see
type
what's
Windows updates, just underneath that, you'll see additional. Click on there, and there's usually some optional updates. And they can actually make a big difference, you know. Optional updates in terms of Intel Net, things like that, they can just make your internal systems run smoothly and fix security flaws. So that's a good one. What's the next one?
I would personally check Windows Defender.
100%.
Is running.
So we're saying here antivirus.
Yeah.
Windows Defender for home is probably very, very good. I wouldn't recommend it for business.
Yep.
You should have more a commercial version.
Yep.
But for the home person, Windows Defender, 100%. Turn it on, make sure it's running.
What would I do? I'd take any bloatware off. If I'd bought so bloatware is, do you know when you buy the machine? And
I thought you were talking about me.
No, I'm not talking about you. You're not. It's clothing. Yeah. No, so bloatware, basically anything that's turned up on the machine if you bought it from a retail outlet.
Yeah, so
quite often all load all sorts on.
There'll be loads of stuff loaded on the Norton 360s, whatever like that. Again, it's not bad. Norton's a good product in terms of that. But if for home, your Windows Defender is very, very decent. So uninstall all of that so it's not gathering data.
That's if you're not using it. Obviously.
Oh, no, absolutely. If you do want to use it, by all means, sign up for it.
I would then normally check the startup.
Yes.
Is it MS config? I can't remember what it is.
Funnily enough, yes, it is. In the olden days, in the new world of Windows 11, you just right-click Task Manager. It's got a startup tab.
Yeah, you do,
Yeah, but
you used to
check
have to
all
run MS config.
MS config, you used to have to
go
do
in
that.
and you could turn off things. So when you're loading the machine, it's just loading what you need.
Yeah, I mean, if
obviously you need to know what you're clicking on.
Absolutely, but chat to me if you need any help. But certainly things like Windows 11 comes now with the default Windows 11 chat. Now, for my gaming rig, all of those types of things are disabled because I don't need it. It's purely a gaming rig, so I don't need the printing services. I don't need whatever. So basically what we're saying, trim it down. You want your child to have the best possible gaming experience. So go on.
Yeah, so once I've got that in place in terms of the operating system, Steam is a very popular
SteamPowered.com,
gaming
absolutely.
platform. I'd make sure that my account's in place with two-factor authentication, complicated password.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If it's a child, again, make sure you set them up with a children's account, so they have to come to you. Daddy, please, can I play this? Please, can I order this?
Making sure that password's complicated two-factor, so payment stuff is further protected. Same with my email. So if anyone did a password reset, that sort of thing. Yeah. What's the other thing that I do? Steam have a very good authenticator. Have you seen
they're a very good authenticator.
They were one of the first to do it.
Yeah, they were.
Their authenticator rolls over every 30 seconds. They were one of the first to do it.
Yeah, from things like that for the game. So it's very important.
And then just making sure everything's up to date in terms of
again,
gaming.
that's the last thing to do that. Windows 11 or the Windows operating system does come with the Family Kid app, which again links to the Xbox.
Yeah.
So again, those are the types of things. But importantly, again, make sure that you check, as an adult, you check the machine regularly for your child. Not so much, and again, I'm going to creep in some territory that I don't want to, but I think it's important. Check your child's browsing history. Again, you're leaving them. If you trust them, you've got to give that. It's a level of trust, Adam, is what I'm saying is, and I've done this with my children, Daniel and James, and Children are inquisitive,
Yeah.
you know. So again, the Google Smart Search, all those types of things. But do check; it's important, and don't hide behind the fact that God, kids upstairs out the way. I've got
Yeah,
peace
it's on
and
the
quiet.
internet.
Yeah, it's on the
100%.
internet. So
100%.
just be careful of that.
Yeah, and then I think most importantly, when it comes to kids, it's about being open and talking to them. And
it's an
saying
open
that
world
it's
there.
I think it's easy to think I'm in my house, I'm safe.
No.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you take all the right steps and this, that, and the other, you are relatively.
you
I know
are.
there's still things out there that are nasty, but just education with the kids. For example, when they move on to email,
Yes.
spam, email, click, phishing, all of that, they need to learn all of that. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
If someone goes, here's a free, I don't know, V-Bucks.
Yes, exactly.
Click, I want free
Yeah.
V-Bucks. What did you have to do? All I had to do is put my email address in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you get into this sort of territory. So it's important to do it, I think, for me personally, in a way that is not scary.
Correct. I'd
Because
agree
you
with
want
that.
to make them feel that it's safe. And you want to also highlight that you have taken steps to put things in place. So, for
Yeah.
example, if when we come to networking, we'll really lean into that. But
Yeah.
at router level, you can control the parental
Sites
controls and
parental
all that.
controls and everything.
Packet
Yeah.
inspections and stuff like
Yeah.
this. We'll go into that. But equally, having an open, transparent conversation with the kids.
I think
so
it is.
important.
No, exactly.
Because
I think,
ultimately, it's about preparing. It's not about waiting to pounce on them and tell them
No.
off. It's about preparing them for a digital world.
yes.
And that's only going to go further and further and further.
As we move on to the technology, I mean, the BBC, there's a load of good websites out there how you can teach your kids and say, look, watch this video. And they do it in a very formal, easy way to do that. But also, I think we've all had the stories where, I've got certain friends and they're just like, do you monitor what the child's doing? One of my lovely friends, 12, 11-year-old, I think this child was, a full year before she realised he was streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, right. Wow.
Just got the laptop, set up his own account, set up his email address, started streaming live.
Very enterprising.
Very enterprising.
I think that's the other thing. Like, kids do pick it up quick.
They do.
They do. Which
But
is
obviously,
a good thing, because it means they can pick up the safety stuff too.
I think the problem was that she didn't realise for a whole year.
Exactly.
It was only when I told her to check the account. When I was on the machine, she said, do me a favour, can you just check my... Did you realise he was a YouTuber? What?
He has 5 million followers. Look at his ad revenue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
But touching on that, though, again, the amount of friends that I've got where, it's like, my child's on Facebook. Your child's 9. How... And we've mentioned this before.
13 years old.
Exactly. Anybody can fool the thing. It's just
It's
an
very
age
easy to put it
verification.
in.
Absolutely. But it's just all I'm saying is, and I thank you for your point, just be open, honest. You're not allowed to have this. You're not allowed. And the reasons are the internet can be a scary place.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people out there looking to scam.
And I think, just to come back to, so can the real world.
Oh,
so
no,
can the
don't get
physical
it.
world. Walking along the
Absolutely.
street, we're not scaremongering at
No.
all. But you've got to treat it, I think, just because it's online, you do have to treat it with a bit of respect, like you would do the real world.
Yeah, no,
You know?
absolutely. I don't
So,
get that.
would you walk down a dark alleyway that looks really dodgy on a night?
No.
Probably not. You'd probably take the nice, well-lit path.
Definitely.
So it's about learning.
Same with the
that.
internet, yeah.
The problem is it doesn't always look. It might look like a well-lit path, but actually it's the dodgy alleyway.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, I've also had some comments from friends where I've mentioned about security and online privacy and all of those things, and they're just like, I don't know it. So how am I supposed to teach my children?
Exactly.
So that is also another factor. But I think there's a lot of websites out there. If you just search for online safety, you will get thousands of hits, and it's a really easy thing to do.
There are adverts running on the radio. I normally just listen out, see who's advertising and this, that, and the other. Cybercrime.
Yes.
Whatever the body is.
Yes.
It's a governing body.
Governing body.
Yeah. And
They do a lot of them.
Yeah, it was an advert about two-factor authentication.
Yeah, and that's
I
a
heard that
really
yesterday.
good thing. No, it's a
Yep,
really
so
good thing.
There's lots of organisations that are out there. Make sure they're genuine.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious. I've signed up for this online scamming course.
Yeah, to how not to be scammed while being scammed. Yeah. So, look, we appreciate it can be a tricky and slippery world out there. It's just about validating, make sure you got the appropriate things in place.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's been really good. I think we need to create some kind of handout.
That's probably a really good idea.
Like, just general home internet guidance.
Make it available. Can you do Spotify links?
Yeah.
Can you click and add attachments?
Yeah, we could put it in the description and stuff like
right,
that.
okay. I'll make sure I get onto that.
Right, we'll do that.
We'll do that one.
You compile some points. We'll design it up into a nice. He's flopping his antlers, nodding. We'll put it into a nice PDF.
Okay, well, I'll get some
We'll
points
make
to
that
you.
available. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
I think that's really
good.
important.
Okay.
It's obviously very close to our heart in terms of
I think
how
so.
we work, because we understand it's difficult. Things move on,
Yeah.
and you've always got to be keeping up with things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weekend. What are you doing?
Recovering tomorrow.
Oh yeah, of course. Christmas Day tonight. Yes.
So I
Yes.
shall be recovering tomorrow. Other than that, nothing planned. Just nice, easy weekend.
Yeah. Well, I've got a nice weekend lined up actually. So yes, I'm DJing tonight.
Yes.
Sleeping in hopefully in the morning a little bit. I'm tired.
What time do these things usually finish then?
I should be in my bed by 22:01.
That's very precise.
Yeah, that's because I'm like trying to hold myself to getting packed. So I don't have the full DJ rig with me. I'm actually
Right.
plugged into their wired system, but
Yeah.
the booth that I'm in, the table's a bit small. I can't just put my case on. I've got to like take the deck out the case, which is absolutely fine. But you've then got to just faff around at the end sort of thing and get it sorted. But I'm hoping with, it's only a couple, like 10 minutes. I'm hoping that I'll be in bed by 22:01. That's the plan. The problem I have is with all the flashing lights and all the loud music and the banging and stuff, and I wear in-ear headphones to protect my hearing. And equally, when I was sat next to the band, I'm like sat next to the drum kit, so I actually removed myself from the booth.
Yes.
In order to do that, I was doing some work stuff on the laptop, but I was like, I can't sit here. But yeah, anyway, I was wearing my in-ears. What I will add is kids with headphones. Kids with headphones. Have a chat with them about ear volume.
Yes.
You can put things in place where the limit it. You can't always, but it's really important to talk to them about appropriate levels of listening to music. So when I got the MP3 player for my lad, that's the chat we had. They've got headsets for the Xbox. I've had that
Same
chat
thing.
with them. Yep.
Yeah,
it's just really important.
Most of the phones nowadays are actually quite good. If they realise that you've got headphones in and start pumping up the volume, it'll just actually warn you and it'll say, be careful.
Yeah, and I think especially in DJing land,
definitely.
and what I've done is I've always made sure I've got in ears. So you see the whole DJ with one headphone off. I've always gone for in ears, and I control my master volume. So it's not that I'm deafening everybody.
No.
It's just I'm in those environments repeatedly, and I do check my sound levels. I've got a sound meter in my bag, so I do check my sound levels. But as you can imagine, if I'm doing it on a regular basis, it's not ideal.
No.
So I've got in-ears and earplugs.
Oh, thank you. Interesting point.
Sorry, little side point.
No, very good.
Yep. So then tomorrow, just get together, friends.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that. And then possibly kids rugby on Sunday. We'll see.
We will
been very wet.
see.
It's been very wet. We've had it all cancelled the last few weeks. So
not surprised though. It has been exceptionally soggy out there.
Yeah. So when are we back? It'll be the week.
Friday the 5th.
Something like that, isn't it?
6th.
Yeah,
something like
maybe
that.
the one after. We'll check. I need to check my
we'll
diary.
need to check that one.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
100%. Well,
But have you enjoyed it?
Oh, it's been 16 episodes.
16 episodes.
Look at that. I mean, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I find it very therapeutic. And a big thank you to everybody that's been listening and passed comments. And, we've been called out on TikTok.
Have you caught the chipmunks?
Well, Jess posted a TikTok video from the podcast last week that hasn't come out on Instagram and stuff yet. But the soundtrack that had it was a Chipmunks version of a Christmas song. And I went, "Are you taking the mic?" She went, "What do you mean?" I went, "That's the Chipmunks."
She didn't realise, did she?
No.
That's
so that's over on TikTok.
Yeah. Can I just say thank you to Jess for doing that for me?
Yeah. Thank you, Jess. So I was like, "You take it." I found it yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's been brilliant. The initial response from people has been really nice.
I mean, considering you knocked on my door and said, "Do you fancy doing a podcast?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And he went, "No, seriously." And then we chatted down about it. Let's have a go about it. We said, "Well, maybe I think we initially said let's do 6 and see where it goes."
Yeah, it was
16.
16. We didn't even go, "Are we carrying on?" Did we? We
No,
just did it.
we just kept going.
I think the key thing for me though is we were kind of having these conversations anyway in passing.
Yes.
We might not always have time to do it every week and this, that, and the other. What's been good is it's been nice to take this back into that.
Yeah.
Equally, if people asking us about podcasts and why we do it, we enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think.
definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
B, we are actually creating short form content as we're going from a marketing perspective.
Interestingly, I saw your reel the other day. And I checked it all out about the Darlington podcast. And some of the things that you were saying hit home.
Yeah, the one where I'm talking to camera. And why.
You're talking to camera and why. And what I suppose I've always realised, but not realised, if you know where I'm coming from, these things I really enjoy. I just feel as though it's two blokes chatting away, having a good laugh. But what's being generated out of that is actually, I can see it going into resilience content. And suddenly our social medias. You remember we were saying a couple of weeks ago, somebody was going, I don't know what to put on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you are taking these podcasts
these
that we do, the videos and conversations,
and it's fortunate
and
we
they're
work
generating
together.
content.
It's fortunate that we work together.
Absolutely.
But the reason why I probably wanted Andy on this podcast with me is because I was going for months. Andy, can we do a bit to camera? Andy, can we do a bit to camera? Andy, can we do a bit to camera?
Yes.
Did I get you to camera? Once.
Once is all you got me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, twice.
Yeah, twice.
Twice.
Yeah, twice fair.
But it's all you did.
But,
yeah, literally, because I didn't have the time.
Yeah. But it's funny, we're now doing this. We've got visitors coming in. It's
Yeah.
a bit of community. It's really, and it comes back to what we're talking about community in terms of running a business and all those sort of things. And I think, if you are stuck with the tech stuff over Christmas and you're just drop us a message on some kind of social media platform.
Or they could come round to your house. I'll give out your
No,
address.
don't do that. Or, drop us a message. We'll leave it at that.
GDPR gone wrong.
ANDY. It's a new version of data protection. But what they can do is drop us a message on any other social media platforms, and we will get back to you at some point. But what we'll do is I think we'll condense what we've kind of covered as some key factors. We'll do networking. That's a really important thing.
That's a really important one. Looking forward to Mark. Looking forward to Jason, Christine, Dan.
We've got so many.
Got so many in terms of hopefully our outsourced people.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So that'd be quite good. But yeah, I mean, really thought, who'd have thought it had gone on this far? And who'd have thought we would genuinely have so much fun?
That's brilliant. It's really good. So thank you to everybody. Oh. Yeah, that's your sound. That's your sound.
Yeah, thanks for that.
That's your sound.
I haven't got a chipmunk for you.
It was that real, actually. I'm going to show you after this.
All right.
It'll be coming out on the other channels at some point. But, the support has been brilliant. We've had a lot of comments.
Thank you so much.
And one thing it has told me is not everybody likes everything in terms of engagement. You don't really see it. But they come up and tell you.
Yes, which is really good. So I think the important thing is that Vanessa, when she was, bless her saying that, I don't think Vanessa's liked any of the podcasts.
Yeah, Vanessa.
But physically, comes up to me
but
and
she's
says,
liked it.
But she said, hey, really enjoying it. And I think it was episode 3 or 4. I walked out the door of where we are in Business Central. And it was Ben, and he just went, oh, Andy, been listening to the podcast. Yeah. And I know we've been doing it, Adam. I know.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not thinking.
I've been going out to a job after we've done this, and Ben's gone, have you put it on yet? I'm like, no, it'll be on this afternoon.
You. It's literally chasing you.
Put it out yet. That's the audio only version, because we post the audio only straight away.
Yes.
I've just left that for Spotify. Just thought, let's just get that out and keep it simple. But obviously the video version goes on YouTube, and then we put the shorts out on Instagram, both on Resilient Business Systems and Resilient Systems and HubSpot Media. Yeah. So if you're not following us on social media, have a look on both of those, because rather than having maybe we need to have a discussion on whether we need a Take a Break channel for itself, but I don't know.
No, who knows? Because obviously,
see where this goes
next year. See where it goes, man. See where it goes.
Well. Have a great Christmas.
Have a great Christmas, Adam. It's been very, very entertaining. Thank you so much for your. Oh, hang on.
No. That one?
Sorry, that's the one.
We'll do that one. Yeah. There we go.
Whereas yours is.
Yeah. 8. Does that say? Oh no, it's.
So stop.
I thought it said atrium.
No, but thank you so much, mate. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
No, thank you.
I hope you have a good time with the family, and then we'll see you all in the new year, people.
I know. Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Have a good
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.